Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stars with Stasi, where no matter who or what you are on this cosmic journey, you are welcome here. Greetings, I'm Stasi, your trusted psychic, intuitive reader, and fellow Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, this is our weekly reading for August 10th through August 16th, or whenever you come across this message, it is meant for you. So let's go ahead and see what advice, what messages the universe has for us this week. I actually just pulled number 30, Horseman. Okay. Herald of Change. 2 cards flew out with emphasis. And I do want to say what's interesting about this card right here, the Horseman, Herald of Change. It does remind me of the Chariot card in the sense of feeling like it's progressive, movement, victory, moving forward quite quickly. 3 is a number of creation, and 0, of course, is the cosmic womb, right? The void, potentiality coming through. And right before I did this reading, as I was shuffling the cards, I saw Scorpio, right? The death card flew out with emphasis. And then when I cut the deck again, I saw the 10 of swords. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So if you are new here, welcome home. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I would say this, hang tight so that you can comment below the passcode so that you can win potentially a free reading or a little mini read at the end of this at the end of next week's video. So, and I will be doing the winner of last week's video today. That was a mouthful. Again, Herald of Change, number 30. And then we have number 8, choose yourself today. Do not deny your importance. Number 8. And it's funny because 8 on its side is the lemniscate, the infinity symbol. And that again is the void birthing into potentiality, into who you are. So that's interesting. Do not deny your importance. So perhaps this herald of change has to do with the change from within. Let's see. And this reads 34. Spend time in nature. Let the beauty of nature refresh your soul. So this could be a call to obviously be in nature, spend some time grounding. If it's not within your wheelhouse, then I would say, if you're able to plant something, go touch grass ultimately. And 34 reduces to 7. So introspection, a very spiritual number. And we do see 3 there, again, repeating as a number of creativity, and 4 being a number of foundation, right? And if you have trouble remembering those things, just think of shapes, a triangle, right? The Holy Trinity. Think of a 4 as a square, right? There's no wrong way to learn, right? There's no wrong way to progress. I was literally going to say you just have to have faith in yourself, and the card that came out was faith. So faith right there. And as you can see, that might be a raven up there, a crow. I'm not so good at that. Regardless, it is communication from above is how I read it. And then purple stands out on this card, and purple is a royal number. What am I saying? A royal color, a color of power, in my opinion, royalty. In any event, I just feel like these are messages coming from up above, so to speak. So have faith in your intuition. Don't underestimate the value of you. Let the beauty of nature refresh your soul. Interesting. So I'm going to keep shuffling, but the 9 of wands just flew out. So that would be, after a period of, I don't know, maybe exhaustion, maybe you're feeling a little bit beat up by recent events. And I think that is so many of us. So you're not alone if that's you. I will tell you that. I always say for us Scorpios, all placements, let's pay attention to our health, because without that, right, there's not much more to go on. So pay attention to your health. I did have a lot of dreams last night, and one of them was just to relay the message of being able to call on your higher powers to help break addiction. So keep that in mind if it applies to you. But again, addictions come in all forms. So dig deep. Is there something that is holding you back from, getting the life that it is that you're aiming for? And we all have something within us that could potentially need some attention, so to speak. So let's keep going, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I definitely appreciate your energy while you are here. I don't take that lightly. You could be anywhere. All right, Six of Wands comes through with the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. That's interesting because, with the Six of Wands, we're definitely looking at a time of winning and victory. And the Knight of Pentacles, to me, and I say this often, although the slowest moving knight in the deck, always gives me pause, makes me think of discernment, makes me think of someone who has really spent time coveting that pentacle and looking for the proper place to plant it, so to speak. And with the Five of Pentacles here, Five of Pentacles can really, are these people walking away from hope with the church, right? Have they been excommunicated, or are they walking towards it? And again, five is a number of disruption, change. Think of the pentacles that are on there. It's a 5-pointed star. So, change can come with feelings of isolation. You can be making disruptions in your life, whereas it doesn't include the same characters, the same players as it did just days ago. So we're going to clarify and look at this further, but I keep getting the pings that no matter where you're headed, Scorpio, no matter if you feel isolated or if you feel shunned, for example, the universe wants you to keep going, right? Because that is part of the test, the path, so to speak, which is interesting that that's what's coming through. And I'm also feeling on a more day-to-day level that there are many Scorpios undergoing changes in their careers, jobs, things like that, or even just in what you put out into the universe. You may be called to do something different. So more on that. Let's see. They keep calling me back also to the choose yourself. So make sure that you're not neglecting your needs, right? As you're making changes, that the changes are for your benefit. Put your oxygen mask on first. So Six of Wands is being clarified by the Fool. So that's great news, right? Victory comes when you take that leap of faith, right? Victory comes when you take that leap of faith. Pure potentiality here, right? And it's not like you're starting something over without having any background on how to do things or what you want to do, but I think you're invigorated with a new sense of purpose. So take that how it resonates. Again, it's a general reading. So if you're looking for something more personal, please head over to my website at starswithstasi.com. I would love to work with each and every one of you. But I also feel here that there's a lot of calling to trust in yourself, trust in your gifts, trust in what and who you are. That the universe is supporting a new start for Scorpio. And again, like I said earlier today, I pulled that Scorpio card with the 10 of Swords, indicating that change is upon us and something has come to a complete end for you. And you're doing it with grace is how it comes through. So let's talk about our pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is being clarified by the Emperor. So number 4 shows up here again, a foundation coming through strength, victory. The Emperor here, Aries energy, right? Which is the beginning, a new beginning. So we've got the Emperor coming through, and the Emperor seated on a throne with 2 ram's heads, 4 actually. If you look at that closer, you can see that. And I feel like that's progressive movement and very strong. And the Emperor has the red robe, but underneath it, armor. Just to say, while they are strong, they are prepared. They are somewhat guarded, but I feel that this is about moving forward. Like, yes, you want to trust what's going to happen next, but you're also a bit guarded for change. And you've earned your place here, right? You've been careful. Maybe you have been putting some funds aside to figure out what to do next. So let's look further. But but I will say, have faith if you are looking to start something different, especially if you're branching out on your own, whatever that might look like. And I understand not everyone that watches this is in their working years, but this could, apply it for what it might mean to you. You could be thinking of just doing something new and different, or asserting yourself differently in your community. With the Five of Pentacles being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles everywhere, and I love that for us. So perhaps this Five of Pentacles, this feeling a bit isolated, this feeling a bit like you're looking for your place in the world, maybe it's because we're creating. Eight of Pentacles, you're focused, you're creating, you're needing to put your energy into the one thing that is you. So as 8 shows up here twice, choose yourself. And by choosing yourself, you find that you are perfecting a craft. It's time for you to move forward with this, whatever that might be. And again, for those of us that are working or creating in the 3D in this realm, I feel branching out on your own, doing something for you because it makes you happy, it invigorates you, actually is what calls the proper energy into your life. If you're having any changes within the workplace, it might be that you're also going to be called to focus on a new skill set, right? Which, of course, is happening all over the place because of AI progression and different things like that. You may need to learn new skills to complete your tasks more efficiently. All right, I just heard this. So if you want to enter the mini reading contest, comment below, the wheel turns for me. That was so clear. The wheel turns for me. There's a method to the madness, Scorpio. I always say that. I just saw an image yet again, because this has been going on for a couple of days now, of the Wheel of Fortune. And my guide said the wheel turns for me. So let's pound that thought form into the universe and let the universe know that you are ready for the wheel to turn in your favor, right? You're ready for the wheel to turn in your favor. You're willing to put in the work, whatever that looks like, work, whether that be study, whether that be crafting, whether that just be refocusing on you, right? Work doesn't mean necessarily grinding yourself to the bone. This means focus and dedication, right? And again, that's what the Knight of Pentacles is all about. Focusing, dedication, and learning something new in a practical way that serves you and the time and energy that you have. That's how that's coming through. The wheel turns for me. Stop playing. The Eight of Pentacles comes up again. Wow, the wheel turns for me. Eight of Pentacles showing up again in the material, saying focus on what makes you happy. Focus on you. Turn the wheel on you. Pentacles being of earth sign, right? Earth energy. I'm being called to go back to spend time in nature. Okay, hold on. King of Wands comes through. So the King of Wands is going to be about inspiration. Let's see. And it does represent not only inspiration, but it's the power to manifest your vision with long-term, right? A long-term vision, long-term accomplishments. The King of Wands is focused on, and quite frankly, the King of Wands is one that is focused on what serves them, to be honest. Beyond the King of Wands, you go back to the Emperor. So there's a progression here of, and sorry, I'm getting overcome. As you are creating for your true purpose, as you are expressing your true self out in the universe, that does automatically extend to others, right? So giving of yourself in the truest, most authentic way is also giving to the greater good as well. So on a spiritual level, that's what I would say to you. On a practical level, keep going with whatever focus, whatever's calling your attention now, because it's actually going to generate something long-term for you. The Six of Cups comes through. So something coming full circle, the energy to get something completed. And this also, many people read this as someone coming back from the past. It's also Scorpio energy as well. So let's clarify this and see what's going on here. I just saw the Devil card as I was about to cut the deck. So Capricorn energy, the devil, addictions, afflictions, something happening. So this could be just randomly. I'm getting, because I mentioned health earlier, this could be, actually tackling that devil, whatever that is. And if someone, for example, does show themselves this week, and it's someone that you don't want anything to do with, or you want to completely cut off, that does explain that Five of Pentacles, right? So you might have to have a more assertive conversation, and that's just coming through intuitively. The Page of Pentacles, are we kidding? So many pentacles. What? All right, Scorpio, listen. I love that for us. By the time you watch this video, well, it depends because it's coming out, today's the 6th, but we do have that full moon in Aquarius happening, I believe, on the 9th. So let's see. That energy, I think, right past that is going to have us really going after something different in our lives. And I don't know how different, but it just feels like a path undiscovered, a decision time. 1 second. The Two of Swords comes through. Perhaps you are in your head. And I feel like this is also calling you to look for a different solution, one yet to be revealed. And because I brought up the full moon, it might actually come to you towards the beginning of this week. Think the 10th, 11th, 12th. It's very possible that something, the thing that's holding you back, right? The devil, the thing is holding you back is you perceive potentially a lack of options, or feel like whatever impediment is there is there for the long haul as well, and it's not. With the Two of Swords coming through, I just want to remind you that, maybe you don't have all the information. Maybe there is something with this crescent moon in the back, and, you are, going off of perhaps fear. And that I just heard that actually pretty clearly. Perhaps you've made a lot of decisions in your life to this point through fear, and now it's time to let that go and understand that there are other solutions available that you have not yet discovered. But I also feel that this being in the central position, clarifying the King of Wands, it's that at this point, you do have the power to manifest something long-term for yourself. And the strength comes through. But the elimination of what doesn't serve you is the overarching thing, right? That is a fear-based life. Too scared to let something go because what if? And then, again, we started off with the Fool card and the Six of Wands. So victory is there for you to have, but it is a lot about learning to stand on your own 2 feet. I feel that pretty strongly as well. Again, guys, don't forget to comment. The wheel turns for me. And if you are listening to this, for example, you're not able to comment, that's fine. When you get home, when you get to a place that you can write that down, the bigger picture here isn't just to comment on my channel, although it does help my channel grow, and I love you for that. But that's not the point. The bigger picture is it's an affirmation of self. It puts you in the power position, and it trains the brain. It trains the brain to see a different path, and to know that if you're stuck, or if you're feeling stuck, that's your perception. It is, because look, it's a perception. It's a perception out of fear oftentimes. So let's see at what we're closing out. Well, that's interesting. The Six of Cups comes with the Three of Cups. So I have to say this, although it's not generally what it means. You might be letting go of, again, something that is a comfort item to you, a comfort friend, right? There might be just something that its time has come. That's not what this means. That's intuitively what I'm getting. So take it or leave it. Other than that, with the more traditional meanings, you might find yourself celebrating some changes. You might find yourself going back to a place that brings you comfort. The card of sisters, for example. is how that comes through, right? So there is an edge here, an edge, not an edge. There is a call here to have some fun, to celebrate your wins. Don't get so stuck in your head. Getting out of the energy of fear and move forward to an energy of celebration, because you have several cards of celebration. We've got the Six of Wands, the Three of Cups. And I did say last week that some Scorpios are going to be called to back to their roots, right? I even said you might find yourself like wanting to do a grandparent's recipe, or, make something that brings you comfort. And I just keep seeing comfort items, comfort foods, comfort I always say the cloak of comfort. If you've ever seen my Instagram, I'm usually in like my blue robe, it's just I digress. The point is, um there's something here to being comfortable, to grounding yourself. Yes, spend time in nature, all those things, but also just spend time where you feel that you can unmask and be at ease, is how that comes through. And I feel like that movement allows for new ideas to come through. And I feel that as you are working and micro focusing on this Eight of Pentacles, whatever that looks like for you, more answers come, more divine downloads come as you break free from the mold. So if this is happening in your work sector, like I said, you're going to probably be learning a new skill that allows for growth, right? Expansion. If you are experiencing change in your family life or amongst friends, it may be that you need to take a different approach with who you spend your time with and how. Like I said, some people might be traveling back to something familiar. We are going to be closing out at this point. This reading's for the 10th through the 16th. So we're mid-August. So, you may find yourself doing some short-term travel, going back to a place that's fun and familiar, right? With a smaller group of people. That's how it's coming through. What else do we have? The Ten of Swords comes out, and that came out earlier, right? Something has outworn its welcome. Something in your life has you can't spend any more time on it mentally. It's been a drain to you. And again, I'm seeing a redirection, and I have to speak it out loud. I'm seeing a redirection specifically in what you create in the universe, how you spend your day to day. The Seven of Wands coming through with the Nine of Wands. All right, guys, I'm going to clarify these, but definitely as we are closing out the week, I feel a need for boundaries to be set, very clear boundaries. And I'm being drawn back to the Six of Cups. As something comes full circle, it may be time for you to look at that instance with discernment and honesty, and really determine what place does this have for you at this point in your life. Look at the people that are asking of your energy. That's very important. That's coming through. And that could be in any sector of life. Who is asking of your energy today? Are they deserving of it? Are they taking away from other things that are important? Do you need to refocus on matters at home? Do you need to refocus on your health, right? I'm just seeing what I'm actually picturing is Scorpio giving of themselves, giving, here, have, here, have, here, have. And at the same time, I'm watching Scorpio in this sense start to disintegrate. It's a very clear picture in my mind, right? And the universe is showing me the lemniscate, and then it's so vivid what I'm seeing. And then I'm seeing a mirror in front of that, and like, put it back on you. Put that energy back on you. Be discerning. Your energy and your time is limitless, but it's precious. And don't allow just anyone to have of you. Right? I'm going through a thing where I say all I want in my life are high value humans, HVH, high value humans. And so figure out what that looks like for you, right? And it's going to be very clear, I feel, this week. about what has to go. And I feel also that it's something that you've been putting work and time and effort in, and you're like, no, not anymore. And I don't know that. Wow. Okay. I'm going to honor these cards. Trust me, these are well shuffled, but they came out in a group. So give me one moment. 1, 2. Thank you. 1, 2. Thank you. And this. Okay. A couple of things. I've got the Hierophant coming up, which is Taurus energy, but it's also number 5. This could be a philosophy, a way of thinking, a marriage, some sort of paradigm that's very grounded and everyday for you. It could be even just as much as, like I said, a philosophy, the way you think, but something isn't serving you, right? Something's played out its course for you. I mean, you could specifically be, like so many of us are, dealing with the Taurus. So take it for what it is. But something comes to an end, and then we go back to the number 6. So smooth sailing after a time of difficulty, right? Let me get, voila. Smooth sailing, right? You see the waters here are clear. It's just a person with a child alone with just the clothes on their back being guided towards safety, towards calmer waters. Whatever ends, whatever you decide, I'm not going to put one more ounce of energy. This will not live rent-free in my head one more minute. It allows for something deeper, something more meaningful. You may also find yourself seeking comfort or counsel in someone of a spiritual path. That's the other thing I'm picking up. Actually, I just heard after a time of difficulty, you will find yourself benefiting from the spiritual leadership of another so that you can find the spiritual leader within you. You also will need to make decisions that initially do not feel comfortable. You will need to make decisions where you walk away with what appears to be nothing, but that is not the case. When you leave what doesn't serve you, the universe grants you the ability to perceive and achieve the goals that are meant for you. Be discerning, be intentional, and be victorious in all that you do and all that you are. Whoa. Okay. I'm going to have to watch this back. I feel overtaken. Hi, welcome to Stars with Stasi. If you're new here, that happens a lot. So comment below. The wheel turns for me. Allow the energy of the universe to propel you in the direction that is meant for you and only you. This is amazing because I want to take you back to, one second. There's a method here. Bear with me. Here we go. I feel like these cards go hand in hand. You start off the week with what feels like loneliness, isolation. You see these 2 people here. Maybe they're the 2 people here. We go from the 5 of disruption to the 6 of harmony, right? 6 is harmonious union, things coming into balance. And don't take it so literal, like it's going to be you and your kid, right? It just imagine you. And it could be that you're making changes at home. I think that's what that full moon in Aquarius is all about anyway, the 4th house happening. And again, that's going to affect Scorpio risings in the natal chart, but also Scorpio's sun as well. One moment. The universe is showing me progression when you lean into your faith, but you have to ground yourself during this week. I'm hearing that a lot right now. I'm hearing that grounding yourself is not just advice. It is actually necessary because I'm oh geez, so much is happening. One second. The universe is showing me like a storm, literally. I hesitate to say what kind of storm, but we're just going to leave that to the side. But I'm seeing, a lot of water. One moment. Okay, I feel very called to say this. So just let's break from this for a second in the mundane 3D world. Be mindful of water features in your home and leaks and things like that. The last time I said that, it really rang true for so many people. You could be staying somewhere where, there's an intrusion of water. So just be mindful of that. So I'm going to put that to the side respectfully. Thank you. We're going back to the healing purposes of water, the transitional strength of water, and how water can be shapeshifted, right? You've got ice, you've got storms, you've got oceans, you've got rivers, I mean, there's so much here. And I'm also seeing like a baptism of Scorpio into a new self, like a rebirth. Oh my gosh, so much is coming through. Bear with me. You have to go through the abyss. You have to go through the change, and you have to sit in it. It may feel uncomfortable, may feel turbulent, but it is a small amount of time compared to what the wheel will do for you when it turns. Interesting stuff coming in. So I'm going to put this here because let me put this back 1 second. They wanted me to show you that. But actually, gosh, guys, I can't make this up. As I'm saying that, these cards here really indicate that. So let's go through it. The Seven of Wands, the importance of building boundaries. And also I'm picking up energetic boundaries, right? You're going to have a lot come at you this week. I'm a very positive reader, yes, but I'm going to tell it to you like it is. This week might bring some turbulence, especially midweek is how I feel. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those days might bring some turbulence in your world, but it's also going to give you the perspective and the strength you need specifically to break a difficult addiction, right? And that can be so many things. Some of us are addicted to fear, right? We don't know a life where things work out. It's true for some people that you see and you are surrounded by difficulty and that becomes your story. The universe says that's an addictive perception. Interesting. And quite frankly, when you break down these cards, right, when you're looking at the Hanged One, right, and you're looking at the Hermit is Virgo energy, and the Hanged One, I believe, is Neptune, right? So the strength to break something difficult comes from looking deep within. 9 is an initiatory experience. And I did actually say just moments ago, you have to cross the abyss. So for those of you know what that means, fine. For those of you that don't, it's like dark night of the soul. Just go with it, right? Like it's a moment of like solitude where you're like, damn, what is happening? And the universe says, the light that you need to see is within you. Turn on the light. It's uncomfortable. Turn on the light. And then you're looking at the Hanged One. Oh, you're looking at the Hanged One. Yes, literally. Not really comfortable. But that discomfort builds that foundation, allowing for enlightenment to come. The answers are within you. The crown is lit from a period of disruption and introspection. And remember, that light within you is for you. You walk too fast, the light will blow out, right? If it becomes too bright, it will blind you. You won't learn. So slow and steady wins the race. Take it or leave it, but that's the way I'm seeing it. Going back to having faith, these changes are for you. The wheel turns for me. The wheel turns for me. Very important. And the reason, as we can see, that happens is because we go from the 9 of Wands to the 8 of Wands. So it's time to take that action, right? You are at the end of that difficult journey, right? You've been through it. You understand what's going on, and it's time to move forward. 8 of Wands, again, another card of like victory, progression, solid momentum. Even if you're tired, even if you feel like I can't do it one more minute, yes, you can. First of all, no one else can do it. No one else is going to do it. You have to reserve your energy. You've got to take a look at what's going on around you and harness it differently, right? If you've got endings going on, you're ending friendships, or you're contemplating what to do at work, or you feel exhausted by the amount of mental energy and physical labor that you might be putting out into the universe, understand that there's a different way to progress, because we've got the Page of Pentacles, right? The Page of Pentacles is that student that's looking for new skills, a new way to progress, and the universe is granting you the energy and the time to do it. It does come after a bit of a rough patch this week. But I think that for the most part, the rough patch is behind you. And then that Six of Cups might show you a snippet like, hey, just so you know, this is where you're leaking energy. This situation is where you are finding yourself gasping for air, gasping for air. That's how it's coming through. And the universe, I always say, is not on a budget. Ask for more. Do you expand, excel, keep going, right? Expand, excel, explore. That was a couple weeks ago, but the universe is saying keep freaking going. Take pause this week if things become bumpy. Understand that it's time for you just to ground yourself. The emotions may really come to a peak in some area of your life, but that's meant to show you, right? It comes back up to show you where the leak is. Where the leak is. That's interesting, Scorpio. So I would say that is our reading for the week. We're going to look at the shadow work, and clearly it's going to be about, standing in your power. Who knows? Let's see. But I feel like, this message ultimately may feel heavy, but the truth of it is that the universe is supporting all of it. You've got the Fool card, the energy to proceed, the enlightenment comes. There might be some period of feeling like a little bit alone, but that's not strange to Scorpio, right? That's something that, we're masters at that. So comment below, the wheel turns for me, and watch the magic happen, because you are the magic, my love. You are. What does this say? Oh, goodness. All right. So, okay, now bear with me. It reads number 31, performing blood magic. All right. So we're going to define that a little bit more, because I can already see some of you going, what? But what is blood, right? It is our currency. Think about that. It is what runs within us. It is the fluid of us. And what is magic? Magic is an intentional life, right? Reroute the current, so to speak. And I don't mean literally, right? And look, for some of you that are magicians and practice all kinds of magic, you may have a different meaning for that. And I'm going to leave it for you to determine. That's not for this channel at this moment. But blood magic is a thing, and it's not necessarily what some people think it is. Now, blood magic is a lot about alchemy. It's a lot about changing something within and alchemizing it into something else, right? Burning it down and making it into something else, feeding of yourself, rerouting the current. The blood within you, again, is the rivers, the seas, the oceans. That's inside you. What can you do with that? How can you make that purified? How can you make that work for you intentionally? That's how. So that comes through. And then we're going to take a look at what we can manifest. And I'd like to hear your perspective on this reading. Yes, of course, comment, the wheel turns for me. But other than that, are you finding yourself in a situation where, you have been, because we all do it, been living in some sort of fear? Has the fear been blocking you? Can you see now that there is a third place solution, right? And can you see how it might take some time of just sitting in the discomfort so that you can say, okay, this makes sense. I can do this differently. I hadn't considered that. Because when we're in fear mode, we're thinking, with not the best part of our brain. If we can ground ourselves in our energy and have a little fun and incorporate something that is the polarity of fear, right? What does that bring you? That in itself, that is alchemy. that in itself can be considered magic. So here we go. Number 34. Interesting. Wasn't that one of the first numbers we pulled? Un momento. So we've got 34 twice. Take that for what it means for you. You could be seeing sevens, right? 777. You could be seeing 34s, which is interesting, but you might be. So I don't know. This says conquering social anxiety. Interesting. So get out in the universe. Literally, this one says spend time in nature. This one says conquering social anxiety. Perhaps there is a part of you that needs to be seen, desires to be seen, and you need to conquer a limiting fear-based belief. So, Scorpio, I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you think about that. What changes or challenges have been facing themselves for you recently? Because I feel like answers come this week for sure, and clarity comes. And maybe you do feel 9 of Wands. Maybe you do feel beat up. But you also had the Hanged One here. That's the power to learn from it, the power to make the change. And you had the 8 of Wands. Right now is the time. The Fool card was there. Having faith in yourself. There is nothing that you can't do once you decide that it's what you're going to do. Have faith. All right, Scorpio, thank you so much for your time and energy. Please comment below. The wheel turned for me. Allow the universe to have that thought form grow legs on your behalf. Trust me, there's a method to the madness. I will be announcing the winner here shortly, but in the meantime, remember that we are all stars from the sky with feet on the ground, and we really are doing the best we can with the energy and information that we have. So be kind to yourselves and each other, and may the magic that we weave and the words that we speak bring healing to all those who seek it. Scorpio, have a great week ahead and shine brightly. And for those of you that want to hang out for the mini read to see what it's all about, I encourage it. Let's give a round of applause to this week's winner at Willow Circles. At Willow Circles. Congratulations, Willow. I will be pulling from the Witch's Tarot, and it's been marinating over here. So let's look at it. All right. Interesting. 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Again, coming forward as feeling beat the F up. The universe says, you know what you're doing. You're strong. Guarded, perhaps. Let's keep going. All right. Pardon me. Let me get a drink here, Willow. And thank you, by the way, so much for commenting on my channel, for being a member, and for always supporting my creations. I appreciate you. You did, however, win fair and square. And for those of you that are still on, thank you for your support. I do pick from the list of comments, so fair and square. All right, Willow Circles. Let's look. Angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, interdimensional beings overseeing this act of divination for Willow Circles. Please give me the highest and best messages. I feel like, let's look at the next 6 weeks. Thank you. Yes, girl. Listen, we love this. Ace of Pentacles flew out with emphasis. 1 second. Did anything fall? Bear with me. Oh, no. Hold, please. I've just rolled over my dress. All right. Ace of Pentacles, something new in the material. I feel like you've been through it to get there, though, because let's shut up in the best possible way. Empress card, Ace of Pentacles, Empress card. Girl, I don't know what's going on, but I hope that you're trying something new with listen. Either you're about to birth something new into this universe. It could be a person. I don't know if you're in the market for that, but this looks like quite a bit of abundance and also celestial knowledge. Take it or leave it. But I feel like the downloads are coming, the how to progress, the what to do next. That's great. Hold on. What? 10 of Cups. Listen, if you're not the one getting pregnant, this could be someone in your family or something. Something is really looking quite good for you. 10 of Cups. That's great family vibes. That's great longevity. This is like generations coming forward. And it's also about hope, to be quite honest with you. And I say that, and I'll tell you why I say that. Let me tell you. All right. So we make a lot of assumptions when we see this card. We assume that this couple's together and that they're married and that these kids are theirs and that that house is theirs and that they are just thrilled. But at the end of the day, we don't know. I mean, we don't know if they're married. We don't know if they're friends, if they're just happy. We don't know if these kids over here are theirs. Can they afford them? Is that their house or is that their manifestation? Are they just choosing to look up and be grateful? That's what I think. I think that no matter what these circumstances are, they are manifesting the life that they want. They see the house, they see the kids, they see the generations, and they see the fertile soil, and they look up and they say, thank you, right? There's something here about gratitude. There's something here about the universe gifting you, right? That's how I feel. The universe is gifting you prosperity. And I think you've just put a lot of good vibes out there in the world. That's how it's coming through. I'm not even playing. Queen of Pentacles comes through. That wasn't what I saw. It was the Queen of Wands, but I saw the Queen of Pentacles. So that's great. Either way, those two queens together, I mean, and the Empress, child, this is good stuff. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the Empress card, the 10 of Cups. I saw the Queen of Wands, and I said the Queen of Pentacles. So let's hit it. Here we've got taking power, inspired action, adventure, moving forward, something coming in the material. We've got the Empress card. You're birthing something new into reality. Divine downloads coming. Generations to come of good fortune. Last card. Temperance. I'm not even messing with you because it doesn't get any better than this. Temperance card right there. Sagittarius energy, expansion, healing, balance. This is really, really good. I will say this to you. I think that whatever you've been through, whatever it is that you have experienced in life, the universe is gifting you quite a bit here because you've healed through some things. English, you've healed through some things. And I think that now you are also perhaps a healer. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like what you've been through, you shared of yourself. I don't know. I'm just picking up very strongly that the universe is saying it's your turn and we got you. Oh, I could cry. I hope that this is everything that I'm feeling for you because it doesn't get any better than this. And I'm okay. It does maybe get better because 8 of Wands comes forward again and says, you got this. Keep going. This is your time. You might be doing some travel, right? Because to see family or I don't know, but this is really, really good. And I wish you all the best. Let me know if you got this and if it resonates at all. And congratulations. And again, thank you so much. Have a great week ahead. I wish you all the best vibes. Shine brightly and thank you.